Good evening, everybody. My name's Darren Gibb. I'm just coming out of probationary at West Hill Academy teaching English. I wasn't planning on speaking whatsoever, but as I said, I'm friends with Stuart, and I kind of got my arm twisted there when I came in, so I thought...
That's absolutely not true.
Slander. So I thought I might as well give you a wee presentation, so good evening to everybody. What I'm going to do is, I've got to be honest with you, and how many people here are doing student placements at the moment? Put your hands up for me. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I should be honest with you.
I was pretty honest.
When you get to once you get out your student year, I don't know if other people have had similar experiences, but I very much felt energised and enthusiastic for using all these new technologies and everything like that in my student year. And I found myself so swamped under with other work, and also my department's not very IT friendly, and they kind of very much view it that you teach, you can use your PowerPoints and that, but it's very much the teaching that comes first rather than everything else. So I've got to be honest, I've kind of not done as much as I'd planned. Ironically enough though, I'm in the process of planning a new first year after the timetable change in 30th of May. After that, the new first year I'm going to do an iPod Touch unit with in English using comic twist, isn't it? Yeah. Using comic twist and things like that. It's excellent for English purely because a lot of kids are so reluctant to write and things like that. The moment that they can take photos of themselves, put it into a comic twist, and then put their own words into it, you really see a massive difference. Also, with Jim with the avatars, I can see a lot. I'm sure as many can. I can see a lot of promise in that, certainly for my English teaching, and it's something I certainly feel energised and re-infused for using technology in the classroom, which is excellent. What I've been trying to do is I've been trying to do glow, trying being the operative word. Again, finding the time to do it has been difficult, and on top of that, I mean, I said that I'd be glow administrator in the school, and I'm told I couldn't be because I was a probationer, and I wouldn't be there next year, so they wanted continuity, which is fair enough. So I've kind of been a co-glow administrator, if you like, for my department, and very few have actually really used glow. What I'd like to do is very quickly just show you the kind of things I've been doing in regards to glow. It's not going to impress you like Mr. Simpson there, I can absolutely guarantee you it right now, but it should give you at least an idea how to quickly put things together. If you just give me 2 seconds to quickly log in. So obviously you log into Glow and it will take you eventually onto the page. There we go. This is the West Hill Academy. Obviously I'm at West Hill, so that's the first screen that I see. I'm not sure how similar or different it is to your own. We've got Gemma Perry with us at the moment. I know she worked as a comment for Glow, so she's very keen on Glow. So the support's there, school-wise, so to speak, but again, it's trying to get everyone involved. Just going into English, obviously I teach an intermediate 2 English class, and with them going off on exams, it's been quite a stressful time making sure that everything's in, nabs are marked, that you've got as many critical letters out of them as humanly possible, you've done enough close reading and so on. So I've started uploading my notes onto Glow basically in presentations. Actually what I'll do is I'm actually doing a higher class as well. I've done a 12-week unit with a higher class, so I'll just show you this. It's honestly really simple to use. I resisted using Glow for a while, feeling it was too clunky, it was too slow, it wasn't very effective, the interface wasn't friendly and so on. But I've honestly found that the more I use it, actually the kids do really quite use it. And I've had my heart people saying, "Oh, Mr. Gibb, I can't get on the Glow. What can I do? How can I do this?" and so on, and having requests to upload things. So I'll just show you, it's really simple to do. I'm not going to go through how to create your own Glow and stuff, but I'll just show you what I've done. I think Glow itself, as I say, it's visually not as appealing as, for example, other social medias like Facebook or even Twitter to an extent. It's not quite as user-friendly or interactive, I find. So I do find using that serif something. Help me out again. Is that the one that's, or no, it's digital scrapbook. That's right, and I knew nothing about it and put up this wee image. Now it is just an image, but just a wee bit of playing about, knocking it together. I feel it makes it more visually appealing for the kids to come in. They feel some sort of almost group identity about it because they feel that they're part of this group and they're the only members to it and so on. So I'll just show you what exactly I've done. Obviously you've got your news there, so obviously anything that I update I'll stick onto the news thing. I just want to draw your attention here to the document library. If you click on it here, you've obviously got all your documents here. These are the 3 things that I've been teaching: 2 poems, 1 Digging by Seamus Heaney, 1 Out Out by Robert Frost, and Romeo and Juliet. So quite simply, I mean, it's just a case of I've put all the main PowerPoints that I've used over the course of the unit, I've put online. Now, pupils will copy things down and so on, but I personally don't like standing at a board and having kids copy. It bores the hell out of me, to be honest, and it's something that I do try and stay away from. At Higher, I've been encouraged to give notes, 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 so my probation year I've very much tried to stick to that line, but I've used a lot of active learning within it as well. Technology-wise, it's been difficult, I'll be honest with you, to quite have the resources and the ability to get them online that way and get them on task, but certainly as I say, Glow is something that we've used. All the PowerPoints are here, so for example, they can open it or they can save it. A lot of the kids have been saving it to pen drives and things like that, or saving it on their home computers. And it's just a useful way for them to be able to revise. And as I say, it's things that we've gone over in class, so they're familiar with it. They may not have copied down everything that's on the slides. There's a lot of information there. And as I say, I use a lot of active learning within it. But what it does allow them to do is it allows them to go back when it comes to revision, go through these slides. They've already learnt it. They already understand what exactly what I'm talking about. And these slides purely act as a backup, if you like, just to consolidate, to use a curriculum for excellence term, consolidate their learning and their knowledge and understanding. So just to give you an example, I mean, if we open that up, and I mean, there's nothing magical or mystical when it comes to this PowerPoint. It's quite simply just the notes, but you can see yourself, I mean, going through it, you've got everything there, you've got your techniques. So any English teachers here? Yourself? Okay, so you get to Higher, obviously, in the critical list, you've got to talk about characterisation of its drama, setting, denouement, plot, structure, rhyme, rhythm, and so on. And so that's all the basic ideas there, and then from there you can go through it onto that. I also attended last year, I think Ian was on it as well, ICT module thing that we did. I'm not sure if you were on it actually. We got taught how to use PowerPoint and how to make it effective. Now, I'll happily admit that is a boring way of reading things. I mean, really boring. It's a nightmare. It's a case of time for me for this one, but just to show you an example of what can be done. If we go, let me just think very quickly. Okay, it's back in Intermediate 2. So Glow, as I say, I feel once you get your head around it, it's incredibly easy to use, and it's a valuable resource as well. Just to quickly show you, click on this one. It's my grammar documents. Sorry, my grammar and analysis. That's not it. That's not. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I apologise. It is it. So by using it like this, I mean, it's far more visually appealing to the kids. Obviously, probation year, as you'll find out yourselves, it's a busy time and trying to get everything done. I feel that there's always extra I could be doing and I want to do, but it's a case of trying to find time and balance having a social life and a teacher's life, which I think is also very important. But this takes no time at all. It's very quick to do. It's a case of literally just having something, hyperlinking it, and doing it in a place in the document. I'll quickly just show you. So if you've got that, for example, structure, you click on Edit Hyperlink. And what it does there is you simply would have your hyperlink there. So if you had, for example, I'm messing it up as we speak. Word choice, for example, you click on the hyperlink, and there you can link it to a place in the document, so it will take you directly to that place. I find this visually really quite appealing, especially for kids who don't like text-heavy things. Teaching-wise as well, it means you can go forward and back. For example, look at the themes. Okay, you've got your themes there, went too far. You can go back, that'll take you back to the main page. It's about fish as well, and it talks about St. Peter's thumbprint on the haddock. And so it's a case of trying to get there and explain that's what St. Peter's thumbprint is, because a lot of them, especially in 2, if you teach into the understanding, it's not quite as black and white as it is perhaps to other kids, and certainly higher kids. You really have to go back in and really explain it in depth. So that was the way that I did it, and using your different pictures and so on, and then again back that way. So there's lots of different ways you can use PowerPoint. I'd really recommend that you do try and play about with the hyperlinking features. They are easy to do, honestly. They really are easy to do. And as you can see, I'm not saying it's the greatest PowerPoint you'll ever see, but visually, it's certainly, I feel it's more appealing than the PowerPoint I just showed you. So it's a nice way just to try and tie everything into it. To conclude, so to speak, Glow is something, it's a case of perseverance, but I feel there's a lot of possibilities within it. You've also got Glow Learning, things like that as well, which I'm beginning to delve into as well. It's a case of time and trying to get your head around it. But my into and higher kids, I can honestly say I've really benefited from having the ability to go back and lecture notes, especially kids being kids. Sometimes they're just not turned on, and they're just don't quite get everything like you're saying, or perhaps there's kids that haven't quite got it first time around but haven't had the confidence to ask. This is a way of allowing them to go back into it and really delve into it. And then obviously if there's any questions, what I have is I have forums. You can easily set up a forum as well there, revision requests, and that means that the kids directly can go straight into Glow, right? I didn't understand that PowerPoint, go into there, and then bang, they can ask you a question which obviously you can reply to. And it's a very interactive way, and it's a way that kids nowadays are so, when it comes to social networking and so on, they're all so on the ball. A kid without a Facebook account is a bit of a rarity, I seem to find. And they're used to this, and I feel that it's really important that we do actually, as I'm sure everyone's in agreement, that we do really engage with them and use forms of media and forms of teaching that they can relate to. I think and this is from an English teacher, the old book in numerous pages of black and white text, I'm afraid to say, and it pains me to say it, but those days are beginning to go. And it's about electronic media. And in regards to iPod touches and things, a kid is far more likely, I feel, to read a text on an iPod touch than they are an electro book, purely because you've got functions like you don't understand a word, put your finger on it, bang, you've got a dictionary, you've got a definition. So kids who have difficulties accessing literacy and literature, it allows them in that way. And that is my winged presentation finished. Is there any questions?
Just a point, can you scroll up for me and go to the national site?
And go to what site?
The national site,
yeah,
just in your left hand navigation bar.
Yeah.
The Glow, just Darren mentioned Gemma there. Gemma and I were actually on Secomment at the same time, and I was actually on the Glow team with her. The national team have been going through a total update and upgrade of everything that they've been doing. So what you'll find is there's been a huge thing on Twitter about Glow Better and how we can actually use Glow as a better teaching resource, because what Darren was saying at the start there was, unfortunately, 95% of teachers' point of view is that Glow is clunky, difficult to use, the user interface is not intuitive, it's not been easy to use whatsoever. The national team were listening to this and they were looking at ways that they can improve. One thing that Glow was marketed as being was a place that you can go and get resources and you can start sharing. What they've actually started to do is they've done that, and if you notice just at the top there it says the Aardvark Store Cupboard. What that is resources from teachers, resources by teachers for use in classes. So it's the Glow Cupboard, and basically different subject areas have different resources across the top, and what it's been done is it's been grouped into the curriculum areas from CFE. So if you're getting to the stage that you're getting on and actually using Glow, each page has got early stages, levels 1 through 4, and you can actually go on and take a look at some of the resources that are available. They might be suitable to you, they might not be, but it is ones that you can start to use. The Glow groups you can start to adapt and modify in your own way. What Darren has done is what a lot of other schools are beginning to look at now, and improving on their Glow groups, the way that they're working and the way that you can actually easily modify them. So for someone to stand up there and, as a probationer, show us an excellent Glow group like that is brilliant, especially as someone who has said that they weren't so keen on Glow at first and then have coming back and they're actually saying that they're actually using it to its full potential. And I'm glad to hear that you're using Glow Learn as well, because that was my baby, getting that rolled out across the Shire. So I'm glad that you're beginning I'd no doubt you would do, considering Gemma was the one that did it with me. So I was surprised that it's taken you so long. But no, that's fantastic to see. But yes, Glow is becoming better, and it is becoming easier to use and work it in. So if you get a chance, get on and see. And also, if you're in Aberdeenshire, you have access to every establishment. So if you wouldn't mind being a guinea pig for me, can you click Aberdeenshire Council across the side there?
Yeah.
And if you could click on Aberdeenshire establishments, just at the top, there we go. What has happened is last year we made every Aberdeenshire school page open. So you can actually go in and you can take a look at each school page, you can get ideas as to what different schools are doing, how you might, sharing experiences, sharing sort of, sharing practice, good practice. That was one of the things that Glow was designed to be able to do. Showcase good practice across schools, and ways that we can. You'll only have access to the group. You won't have access to the sort of the groups within, but you can certainly see the structure that some schools are going down and how they're going to be working. But that's something else that you can also do with Glow as well.
Inspiration, if nothing else, isn't it?
Very much so. Yeah, that was the idea behind it.
And I think that's really important. Is as teachers, the first rule of teaching is to model. And you model things, and you're allowed to see them in action.
Modifying that.
I think that's exactly it. Yeah, it's showing others to go able to have the opportunity to go in, look at other schools, and it is just being able to see, okay, they've done it that way, and taking and tweaking. I think that's really important. I think the fact that we're all, as professionals, sharing information and learning. I think teaching's had quite a padlock on it for quite a few years. It's very much my resources. And I've said to some teachers, I really like that. Could I get a shot at that? Could I have a look at your resource? Come and see me later. And you just know it's a case of they don't want to share it. And I just think it's pathetic in this day and age. Surely, as educators, our primary aim is to enhance the education and learning of children. This is a rant I'm going on. So why shouldn't we share? And why shouldn't we? And I think opportunities like tonight is excellent. And to Stuart, I'd like to say thank you very much, and Ian as well. Pair of you, both of you lads, well done.
I think what you've shown here with regards to Glow is that what you're talking about at the start with the clunkiness is the token responses to Glow that every as across probably I'd imagine almost every school in Scotland there's people saying that.
Oh.
But what you've shown is that if you approach it proactively, and that's what it is. If we're going to the bairns must be taught and all that. If we're going to actually improve and make curriculum for excellence work, make Glow work, we've got to approach them proactively. I think you've shown that really well, Darren. So
thank you very much, Stuart. And it's something that I would just, in a final, it's a footnote, so to say. I mean, it's something that it's really become an exam time, I'll be honest with you. I've thought, right, this is something I can use Glow for. Since beginning to use it, I can see so many different wee opportunities all beginning to open up. And it is a case of just jumping in the deep end and just seeing if you sink or swim, to be honest with you. And I think everyone will swim. I think if you've got a basic interest in teaching and in technology, then I think it's difficult not to actually really appreciate what the wealth of information.
I think that's the trick with ICT stuff in teaching, is that it's half finding situations, lessons, activities that will suit ICT, and the other half is just exploring and finding out what the ICT can do, and then applying. It's a combination of doing both those things, and it does take time. It just takes commitment, and that's all it is.
Cool. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.